Welcome to another Monday motivation. So I was thinking about this upcoming week ahead, started thinking about the word motivation. What is your motive for action? One of the things that motivates us is powerful stories that resonate. I'm going to share with you today one story that I have used over the past 8+ years to really ground me and give me perspective on the impact that the calling, the work that I get to do every single day has on the people that I care about, which are my friends, my clients, and my family. About 7 years ago, I came across a legend, Joe Jordan, who wrote a book called Living a Life of Significance. And there's a chapter in his book, chapter 5 to be specific, that shares stories that resonate. Today, I'm going to share with you a powerful story that I think everybody should hear, especially in the financial advising, planning, wealth management space, so that they can connect with the impact of their advice and what their clients experience and their families. So here goes. I'm going to share that story with you today. My client, we'll call her Sally, contacted my office to discuss insurance for a small business, a Christmas tree farm. I invited her into my office to meet face to face. As we talked about the right policy for her business, I asked about her retirement plan. She had none. Well, your employer really ought to provide a retirement plan, I joked. In all seriousness, I explained that at her young age of 30, retirement savings would only accumulate over a lifetime. As a self employed person, she would have to consider things that another employer would otherwise do for her. After she set aside money for retirement, Sally agreed and chose a $100,000 universal life plan with her mother as the beneficiary. Sally told me she wanted to be sure her mom was taken care of if anything happened to her because her dad had failed to do so. When he died at a young age, her mom was thrown back into the workforce as a school cook in order to support herself and her two young daughters. Sally was still in her early 30s when she called me again. She found herself in a position to purchase her aunt's Christmas decoration shop as a compliment to her successful tree farm. She had entered into an installment plan with her aunt for a purchase price of $160,000. She wanted to be sure it was paid off if for any reason she was unable to make the payments. So we covered the business with an annual convertible term. I delivered that policy that Wednesday. On Saturday, Sally was killed unexpectedly in a car crash. Her mother received $100,000, which she placed in an annuity that allowed her to retire and draw a comfortable income. I delivered the $160,000 to Sally's aunt, who was in poor health and was able to cover her care with the proceeds. But the story doesn't end there. Due to her aunt's poor health, Sally's sister Diane inherited the business. A few years later, I was reviewing the business insurance with Diane when she shared with me another chapter in Sally's life. Because of Sally's careful planning, Diane had inherited the business debt free. She and her husband had never been able to have children, nor had they had the financial resources to pay for the costly fertility or adoption alternatives. But with the business free and clear and successfully up and running because of Sally, Diane and her husband could afford to adopt a beautiful little girl from China. They named her Sally. As I listened to Diane that day, I realized that the insurance proceeds I delivered on her behalf were really love letters. The letter to her mother said, I want to make sure you can retire, Mom. You deserve it, and I want to give that gift to you. The letter to her aunt read, I know you can't afford to have me drop the ball with these payments. You worked hard for your business. I honor that commitment, and I want to make sure that I live up to my word. And the love letter to Diane said, I trust you with the businesses that were such a huge part of my life, but I don't want to saddle you with financial burden that will just make things harder. But the letter that Sally didn't even know that she wrote was to her niece and her namesake. The letter said, Welcome to the family. You will never know me, but I live on through you. Wow. The impact that one person's intention and planning and thought and consideration could have on the people that they care about, powerful, powerful. Sending love letters by doing careful planning for and with your clients is one of the most important things that we get to do every single day, every single week, every single month, every single year. I hope this story impacts you as much as it has impacted me. And I hope that you have an exceptional week, an exceptional year ahead of you. Be great. Have a wonderful week.